This video can help you understand what parent coaching is about at Zest and how knowing your child's human design can help you. For our first look at parent coaching, we are going to work with a teenager looking forward to high school. This is in 2020, so a really scary and stressful, frustrating year for these young people. So how can human design help her mother help her to cope better with the stress? As we all have a unique design, remember that this is specific to Elizabeth and you cannot apply it to your own child. This is Elizabeth's analysis or body graph. I will indicate as I go where the information is coming from. Parenting can be incredibly fulfilling, but also a little scary and frustrating. We don't always know what our children want, so having access to an inner voice that helps you understand what they need before they can actually articulate it is of great help. Every parent does the best they can, but we are raising our children with our own experience and knowledge and from our own point of view, and very often we have been conditioned to the point that we don't even really know what is right for us. So having your child's human design can help you better understand your child. Also prevent you from conditioning your child in an incorrect way. Now, conditioning cannot be avoided. Your child is exposed to many people in their lives, and conditioning is part of our learning and our wisdom in this life. The important thing though is understanding how discipline affects your child. In human design, we understand that we were born understanding exactly what was right or wrong for us and how to make decisions that are right for our lives. In the case of Elizabeth, her inner authority lies in her sacral center. In other words, she had a yes-no response built in from before she could even speak. This response would come not with words because it isn't directly attached to her throat and to her speaking, but it would show up in a or reaction that happens quite quickly after she's asked a question. This is also the first difference between Elizabeth and her mother. So unlike her, she needs to make decisions in the now. She doesn't have to think them through. Being impulsive is the correct way for Elizabeth.
One good way to use this guidance system is to find people who can ask her questions that require a yes-no answer. It may take a little time to get comfortable with trusting these responses rather than relying on the mind for answers. But the more she pays attention to them, the clearer her responses will become. Communication is especially important in our highly verbal culture. Finding her voice to clarify what she finds interesting and is passionate about pursuing is more difficult than for most. These children often take longer to talk and should be given time to speak at their own pace. When confident, she'll be very aware of her natural ability to attract attention and invitations to speak and take action. If not, she may sometimes fear not being noticed. She may say the wrong thing at the wrong time to attract attention, make an impression, or interrupt people and try to be the life of the party, but find herself ignored instead. This can affect her self-confidence and make her fearful to speak up. She's not really being herself when she does this, but rather speaking from what is called a borrowed voice, which really means other people's words. The best thing her parents can do for her is to guide her to become comfortable with the flexibility and unpredictability of her voice. There is considerable wisdom potential in her style of communication. She will have an uncanny ability to know who is speaking authentically. In other words, she's a natural lie detector. If she learns to wait for an invitation to speak, she will receive proper attention naturally, at the most opportune time with no need to waste precious energy doing or saying something to move the process along. The healthiest approach for Elizabeth is for her to stop trying to control what she says and speak spontaneously and enjoy her different voices or forms of expression. This will also help her express what she wants for her future to her parents and teachers.
Now Elizabeth's mother understands what her daughter's decision-making authority is and how to work with it and why she may have difficulty finding her voice. I'm just going to touch a little bit on each of the other areas that may be important and the differences between them. Elizabeth is often searching for her identity because she doesn't have a fixed identity. She's a bit of a chameleon in this world. She will try to understand who she is and when she will find love. So if she has difficulty making a decision about something, or it looks like she's really stressing over something, this is the kind of question that her mother can ask herself. Is my child searching for identity or fearing that she won't find love or doesn't have love? And then just giving her that love and attention and helping her see herself will bring her out of that funk or out of that sort of stressful situation. Another thing that Elizabeth may do very often is try to prove herself. She will constantly feel like she may not be worthy unless she can prove to others that she is, and this may cause her to make promises or try to do things for people out of a feeling of obligation rather because it's something she really wants to do. So her mother should pay attention to when she might be doing that, and she will see that her daughter will then be very stressed out and sort of find it difficult to live up to the promises that she's made. And help her to calm down and remind her that she's always worthy and always loved, and she doesn't need to prove anything to anybody. Another possible confrontational problem between Elizabeth and her mom is that Elizabeth does not have a fixed sense of her emotions or a fixed emotional wave where her mother does. So sometimes Elizabeth might feel like her emotions are out of control or that she gets upset too quickly or too easily. But the reality is what is happening is she's one of those natural empaths where she's actually taking in the emotions of those around her. And so this overreaction that she thinks is happening is not her own. So getting the guidance to understand that when she becomes emotional, she's actually amplifying somebody else's emotions will help her to calm down, look around and see who is it that is amplifying my emotions, and can I be there for that person and therefore reduce my own stress. All our characters are real people who have graciously given us permission to use their information, but details that may identify them have been changed. My name is Lindy. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe. It would mean so much to me, and these are my contact details if you have any coaching needs.